So I progressed quite a bit in this game, Punch Club 2, and found this ability, Shovel Hook, which is a punch that does not depend on strength. And I found out the more strength you have, the more energy everything costs. So the idea with the build I want to do is we're going to have 0 strength at all, like we're going to do nothing to level up our strength. And we're only really going to focus on leveling up stamina, and we're going to try to outlast our opponents. And at the start of the game, we're holding on for dear life to this cat, which unfortunately does fall to its demise. It does end up being a dream. When I wake up, my dad's in the armchair and mom is turned into a slime. This ends up being another dream because I never actually met my dad. Then he turns into a lion and a whole bunch of other weird stuff happens that we're not going to worry about right now. At the very start of the game, we are forced to train strength a little bit because we have to click this map for the tutorial. I'm going to click off it as quickly as I can. I don't want to train strength at all. Then I'm going to go over and check out this food dispenser, which is not working now. It says invalid request, there's no food available. And when in doubt, of course, we got to ask mom. According to mom, we should never have been getting food in the first place because we actually weren't paying for it. But she is a poor, sick, useless woman as it turns out. And really her only purpose in this game, from what I could see, is just to prevent us from eating during the day because that's when she sleeps and she doesn't want us to wake her up. Next door to our house is Henry's house. We gotta go check that out. He gives me some money to buy some food, so we're gonna go do that now. At Apu's shop, we buy Henry his burger, and with the leftover money we buy the cooking kit from Apu, who is this head in a jar who's about to be robbed again by this guy. But since we're here now, we're gonna stop him. This dude is way stronger than us, like he has way more strength, agi, and stamina, and we have no defensive moves yet. All we can really do is kick, or we can also punch. Punch does 5 damage and it costs 4 energy, and kick does 6 damage and costs 5 energy. And it doesn't really matter which one we use right now. The result should be the same. We should just get absolutely annihilated. And yeah, we do end up getting defeated without even losing all of our health. Normally you have to lose all your HP before you get defeated. Then a cop walks in and tells us that we're both under arrest for fighting. The guy thanks us for not ratting him out, and then we say snitches get stitches, and if we need a job, we can come by the slime farm to work for him. The cop tells me he's not going to charge me, and I think he said something like I look like my father, and if I want to learn more about him, I have to earn 2,000 good people points. We bring Henry back his burger, and he asks us if we want to watch a movie, and we have to watch it whether we want to or not. Every time we watch a new movie with Henry, we get points that we can spend on these perks, like this one increases work efficiency, this one increases effectiveness of push-ups on the carpet, which we're never going to do those, increase movement speed around the city, which is really good, and then increased carrying capacity isn't really necessary. So we want increased movement speed around the city, and we want increased work efficiency, and that's going to be all of our points. We're now told to go check out the gym, and in it, I think we have to sign up for this fight against this guy, who's apparently only here for tutorial purposes, according to this stone paperclip. And yeah, we are forced to fight this guy for the tutorial, and we are a little bit injured from our other fight. On the bright side, this guy does not use 3 attacks, and he uses his third one to restore energy, even though he shouldn't run out of energy with just 2 punches. The energy meter is the green bar below our HP, and as you can see, our energy meters are not going down much at all because we're not using that many moves. Like, we don't have a defensive move, and the basic punches that we're using just don't cost much energy. So the guy definitely should have used another attack instead of conserving his energy, because he's going to end this fight with pretty much full energy. Winning the fight, we get some good people points, and we can now unlock an ability. Dodge can evade the entire attack, and it only costs 1 energy, and the amount of energy it costs goes up based on how much strength we have. But since we only have 1, or I guess 0 strength maybe, it only costs 1 energy, versus block starts at 2 energy and then increases based on how much strength we have. And a block only reduces incoming damage, it doesn't block the entire thing. So I think dodge is definitely better to start with. We're told to go check out the junkyard where we can buy exercise equipment. We're not going to worry about that right now. The guy that we fought earlier in the convenience store told us to head over to Bobo's farm for a job, so we're going to do that. And in Bobo's farm, you can see what I believe is a reference to the Matrix. Instead of humans in these chambers, we got slimes hooked up to them. And before we can actually do anything here, we can't punch slimes at night because it's too loud, so we got to go back home. Before we go back home, go to Apu's shop to buy some food, and he tells us we can buy more movie tapes for $100, which can be used to get more perks that I showed you guys earlier. Right now we only have 35 bucks, which we're going to use to buy 2 slime sandwiches, which normally I wouldn't do because, as you can see, it's much less value than the cooking kit. But we have to go home to use the cooking kit, and Apu just told us about a job at the Club Street. And at Club Street, there's this dude owning a noodle shop, and we're going to start work for him right now. The job is cooking noodles, and as we do it, our happiness is going down. but we are getting money and we're gaining agility. By the time we got there, it was like 2 a.m. and at 7 a.m. the shop closes down for the day. To make more money, we're gonna head down to Bobo's farm, which opens at 8. And by the time we walk there, it's only 9, so we're gonna be able to get a ton of work done today. And the job here is beating down slimes, and their guts get sucked up by a machine, which I guess turns it into slime juice and food that we'll be able to eat later once we build up more reputation with these guys, and we can do that by continuing to work for them. At 8 p.m. the job closes, and we now have a couple options. We could head back over to Club Street and do some more work. Our energy meter is getting a bit low though, so if we work on Club Street, we wouldn't be able to punch slimes in the morning as we'd have to go rest. So for now, we'll go ahead and walk over to Apu's shop. And before we buy anything, we only have 2 inventory slots right now, so we're gonna eat those slime sandwiches we bought earlier, which I thought we might have to eat while doing those other jobs, but it turns out we were fine, so I should have bought a cooking kit instead. We're gonna buy 1 cooking kit and 1 soda, and we'll head back home and cook the cooking kit, which takes an hour 30 minutes, and then we'll take a rest for the night on the cot. By the time we wake up, it's too early to head over to Bobo's farm, so we're gonna head back to the noodle shop and just get a little bit of work done, and then we're gonna head back to the slime farm, first stopping at Apu's shop to grab another soda. And sodas are quite expensive, they're 22 a pop, but we can use them to boost our mood once it dips to yellow, and it's about to do that. We're not quite at yellow because we still have this buff High Rage, which increases training and work effectiveness, but once our mood goes to yellow, we lose that. So we're gonna drink a soda, which boosts our mood, and we'll continue working till the boss kicks us out. Once we're done with work, we head back over to Apu's, grab a slime sandwich and eat it just in case, and then head back to the noodle shop to work for them. In the morning time, we're off to Apu's, we down another soda for some mood and energy, and it's back to the slime farm to do more work. We rinse and repeat this cycle by drinking soda in between work shifts, and since soda replenishes energy a bit, we no longer have to sleep as long as we keep buying it. One thing I also start doing is stocking up on meal kits at Apu's, and at night when mom's awake, we can cook those steaks, and 2 of them is pretty much enough to replenish the hunger bar from 0 to full for only 50 bucks, which is a really good value. Eventually we farm up enough money so we can buy the tape from Apu for 100 bucks. And just on a side note, we did have 2 energy drinks plus I think it was 4 meal kits in the fridge, so we're not in danger of running out of food. We head back over to Henry's and watch the film Stony, which is a play off Rocky. And this film unlocks 3 new perks: increased effectiveness of barbell training, increased effectiveness of treadmill workouts, and increased effectiveness of punching ball training, all of which we're not going to be doing, so we're actually just going to save our perk points for now. We've been gaining stamina from working the slime punching job and gaining agility from working the noodle shop, and the only strength XP we got I think was from doing push-ups in the tutorial at the very start. Because we're up to 2 stamina, we were able to learn the low kick for 50 good people points, which does 1 more damage than kick but costs the same energy, and that should give us an edge in this fight I signed up for against this dude who I think we fought earlier. He really sucks. He has 1 of each stat and only uses 2 attack moves and no defense moves, and he is using the same skill as us, but Optimus is grayed out, as is Respite, whereas we have both of those. And the basic school also gets Energizer, which restores more energy after knockdown, and Tumbler reduces knockdown damage. Yeah, the question is not if we win this, it's how badly we beat the dude. Alrighty, it's looking pretty good. We got him down to half HP. We're dodging a lot of his attacks, I guess. And yeah, 3rd round, the dude is most certainly going down. And very good. We didn't get that many good people points for winning because the guy really sucks, but we didn't lose that much energy, and we got a moodlet buff, which is pretty nice. And we get this buff that lasts 2 days, I guess, and gives us +3 mood per day. Plus I guess we mastered low kick and dodge, which I'm not sure what you get from mastering these. I would guess you just become better at those skills. After the fight, the guy in the gym recognizes me as my father's clone. I'm like, no, that's actually my dad. And he tells me I can learn more about him if I go to the upper city, which I need 9k good people points for. We're pretty far away from that. After working a few more days, we now have enough money to buy the next tape for $200. And the film is Starship Slimers. The perks we get are we lose less HP after a fight, tonus fills up faster during training, and tonus is a mechanic we'll talk later about, and entertainment restores more happiness. We're gonna grab that, and the less HP is consumed after a fight perk. I signed up for another fight against this guy Songmo, who's going to be a pretty even match for us. From working, we did get up to 4 stamina and 3 agi, so we do have an edge in that regard, as we'll have more moves. We can get off 3, whereas he can only get off 2. And we do have a bit more energy. He just has a bit more HP because of his strength. He also is using worse moves. Punch only does 5 damage, kick does 6, whereas our low kick does 7. So we actually should definitely win this unless we get really bad RNG. For example, maybe he dodges a lot of our attacks. Although I do think a lot of this is not RNG. Like, if you're higher stats, you're gonna win. And especially since we do have an extra move, I just really don't see us losing this. we are beating pretty bad right now. He is beating us on energy, and when our energy gets to 0, we get knocked out and lose a bunch of HP, which thankfully we did not there. For round 4, we're going to play it safe and only use low kick once and then do 2 no attack phases so we can restore energy. And hopefully that will make it so we don't run out of energy, or we can just knock him out. That works too. From winning that, we get a massive amount of good people points because the guy was better than us. And we don't lose much HP because of the perk we have. And we get the moodlet buff and the extra mood per day for 2 days. In order to buff up our stamina more, at the gym we can enter this neuro trainer. For $12 we can skip rope for quite a bit of stamina XP. Doing that twice gets us up to 5 stamina. If we want to do it a third time, it's going to give us less XP because it's less exciting, I guess, if you do it too much consecutively. We're told to throw this next fight against Mad Mike, but I kind of want to see what happens when you don't, and the guy's just not that great. His punch only does 5 damage, middle kick does 5 as well. Versus our low kick's doing 7. He does have a bit more HP, but way less energy, and I do think we should definitely win this, assuming we don't get really bad RNG, if RNG is a thing. Going to the 3rd round, we are losing an HP, or we were, now we're actually winning. We are winning in stamina, and well, we're actually crushing him in HP. Surprisingly, the gym trainer who asked us to throw the fight has nothing to say. I tested to see what happens if you do throw the fight, and you do get $100, which I don't think is worth it. At Bobo's farm, we've been long overdue for a promotion, but I haven't accepted it because I wasn't sure if we could beat the guy that we have to fight. This guy's apparently another slime puncher who wants our job, or we're gonna steal his job, and he has a new fighting school based on stamina. If he knocks us out, we'll take more damage, and more energy is restored between rounds, and he has increased chance of a successful block and increased block effectiveness. Those are grayed out, so I'm not sure if they're in play. And the guy does have low kick just like us. He's using that twice, and then 1 shovel hook, which actually does more damage than low kick. And then for his defensives, he's using block. On the bright side, we do have 1 more move than him because we have more agi, and we have more energy than him. We just have 9 less HP. And yeah, we did just get up to 6 stamina, and I'm not sure if we needed to wait till we got up to 6 stamina, but I wasn't sure. And it's looking like we're actually just kicking his ass. Him only having 2 moves is really hurting him quite considerably. Seems like agi might be something that you definitely want to focus on. And I don't know if there's any downsides to it like there is with strength, where like the more strength you have, the more stamina your moves cost. But yeah, we do end up beating him and get the promotion, and the other dude's now fired. And we're able to learn his fighting school, or Keto, because we unlocked his fighting style. We can now learn Shovel Hook, which does 1 more damage than Kick and costs 1 more energy. And if we buff our stamina up by 1 to 7, we get to learn Hard Block. And yeah, we'll learn Shovel Hook, and after Hard Block, once we get to 9 stamina, we get an attack modifier that lowers enemy energy, and we get to learn Heavy Uppercut, which does a ton of damage but costs a ton of stamina. And it costs 2 action points to use, so I'm not even sure if you ever want to use that, because if we look back at Shovel Hook, it does half the damage but only costs 1 action point and costs less stamina. I guess the benefit to Heavy Uppercut is it scales better with strength, but we're not leveling strength, so I don't think we're ever going to use that. We'll probably just use Shovel Hook for now until we unlock some other stuff down here like Path the Angry Tortoise, which I don't know if that actually does anything. But then if we go down here, we got Aggressive Scream, which is a block modifier, and then later on, once we progress a bit more, a ton more moves unlock. Since we got that promotion, we're now earning 4 extra bucks for beating up these slimes, and I think that might be a good place to end episode 1. If you are liking the game and want to see another episode, let me know by leaving a like, and feel free to leave some feedback in the comment section and I'll try to read them all.